Hello, I'm Joyce Woodworth. Welcome to the Spirit of Winona. The birthday ball, held each year in the fall, is the year's most gala event for the community of Winona. It's held to raise money for equipment and scholarships for the Winona Community Hospital. It is generally organized by a committee of women who plan pre-ball parties, decorations, music, and an exciting evening with a fun theme and a good dinner. This year they've decided to do all that but focus more on the menu and offer a real food experience along with the fun evening. Today we're going to meet the chef who's in charge of preparing this upscale menu and watch him as he shares the recipes with us. This is Matt Scholler. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Joyce.
Welcome to the Spirit of Winona,
It's a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
Great. Now, Matt, you are sort of a hidden secret in Winona. You're a chef here at the Winona Country Club, and I know not everybody gets to come out and eat your fabulous food.
That's right. We only have 275 members, so I'm only the personal chef for that many.
Okay. Well, I've tasted some of your food, and I know it's excellent. Tell me a little bit about your background.
Well, I've been in Winona here for 2 years now. I decided to come down to get a little closer to the land, to be able to work closely with farmers, directly with farmers, to work and try to create the best food possible. To those ends, we get to plant the seeds in the spring and harvest them in the fall together, able to do some things like that I wasn't able to do in the cities.
Now, I know French cuisine is absolutely to die for if it's done properly, and I understand that that is the theme of this year's birthday ball,
Yes,
right?
An evening in Paris is the theme.
Okay. So you've chosen a French menu, I assume?
Yeah, everything has a French flair to it. Let me explain the menu to you.
Okay.
We have mixed baby greens, very delicate lettuces, again, grown locally here. Tossed with a champagne vinaigrette, a warm chèvre, which is a goat cheese crouton. The cheese is also produced locally here, right in the county. That is our first course. The second course will be a steak au poivre. It's a nice piece of tenderloin encrusted with different colored peppercorns, green and pink and red peppercorns, with a Armagnac cream sauce, and then again the haricot vert, the nice bright green fresh vegetables to go with that. For dessert, we are going to have a port wine poached pear with blue cheese, a bleu de Causse. It's a cheese that has some texture to it. There's the protein crystallizations in there. You can feel them on your tongue. It's like I remember the Pop Rocks you used to eat when you were a kid. That this kind of reminds me of that. In that you taste this cheese, and every once in a while you have little flavor explosions that happen. It's going to be a fun event and a taste treat for sure.
Because the pears need to be poached for a long time, the chef begins with the dessert first.
Oh, there, that was easy. Now this is Hastings Reserve Port. Is this something special, or?
Yes, Nan Bailey owns this vineyard in Hastings, Minnesota. This is a port-style wine that she makes. Again, keeping a local theme with a French connection, I guess. Amy Kiefer is a cook with me here at the Country Club. We have worked together for the past 2 years, and we try to
Amy,
fun events all over the place, right? Yeah.
Okay, so you're sort of the sous chef, Amy. Yeah. All right.
They call the center of the cheese not the heart, but the soul of the cheese, where it has the richness of the creaminess towards the center. You can kind of get a good look at that. It's very important to take, when you're using this cheese like this, to take it out and have it at room temperature, to let it warm up, because that's where you get your flavor. Right out of the fridge, it's not going to be the same. So we're going to take this cheese and let it sit out and come up to room temperature while I peel my pears, and we can get those poaching. You can take a pear that's a little more green and soften it up by cooking it. So it's rather forgiving, if you will.
So it's actually probably better to get a little firm and unripe.
Yeah, I think it is for this application, yeah.
Almost like an apple texture. Lovely. Now, will you be serving one pear per person?
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
We're going to cut it in half, trying to leave the stem on a little bit. And I take a little melon baller of some sort and take out the seeds.
Darling.
And that is going to go in a pan. We're going to cover these up in a pan with some port wine. So I will grab this here. If you can fill it up with port there.
Oh, you poured the whole bottle in?
Well, you need to save one glass for the chef. You always have to save one glass. Yes.
All right.
You must keep hydrated, you know.
Boy, that's a rich smell.
Isn't that nice?
Lovely, yeah. I guess that's
nice?
You think that's enough for a glass for you?
Well, just as long as it's enough to cover the pears. Now, I'm going to put this on the stove. We're going to slowly simmer it. And feeling the pears until they're soft. We want to keep them firm enough so they hold their shape, but soft enough to be fully cooked. We will then take the pears, remove them from the liquid, and reduce this liquid into a nice syrup texture. So it has that flavor of the pears and the wine all together, and that's going to be the garnish for our dessert. Put that on nice and low.
Do you actually let that come to a boil?
Just simmer. I don't like to boil it.
Mm-hmm.
We're just a small simmer, slow simmer. Keep it bubbling.
Chef Scholler next prepares the vinaigrette for the salad, which contains olive oil, champagne vinegar, champagne, and minced onion.
Starting off with mincing an onion. Mm-hmm. I take the minced onion and add some vinegar to it and slowly add olive oil. And I think we can just go right ahead and start on that.
Okay, so that's the ingredients, just the olive oil. Oh, what is this?
That is champagne vinegar.
Okay. Does that come from this bottle?
No, that's just the champagne. I like to add just some bubbles to it.
Some real champagne.
For sweetness. I like to mince these onions up nice and fine here. Make sure you have a nice sharp knife. Make sure it's nice and fine. And I'll start off the bowl with that. All right?
All right.
Then, you want to open up the bottle of champagne, Joyce?
Well, you always give me the hard job, Matt.
There you go.
Good job. All right, shall I pour some in?
You can pour some in.
How much shall I?
About a cup.
About a cup.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice and bubbly.
There you go. That should be just fine.
All right.
I'll mix that up a little bit. And then the vinegar shall go in next. We can just dump that all right in there together.
About a half a cup of champagne vinegar?
Yeah, I use champagne vinegar. White wine vinegar would be just appropriate as well.
Okay.
And then this oil, we're just going to slowly add the oil a little bit. I usually use equal proportions of oil and vinegar and champagne. So that would be 2 parts oil, 1 part champagne, and 1 part vinegar. And that's just going to be a nice little drizzle for the top of the salad. We can just let that sit like that. And then let's make a little goat cheese crouton here. I have, again, some farm fresh goat cheese, very soft chev. And I will be just coating this in breadcrumbs, and then we're going to saute it and put it on top of the salad. Okay? So I'm just going to dig right in here and make myself a little hockey puck. And then I just take it and dump some panko, some breadcrumbs on top of it. And that is simple as that. I'm letting the ingredients speak for themselves. It's just a beautiful cheese that I don't want to put anything else in there. It's good the way it is.
Now, this isn't local, is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is? Where
Yes,
do you get fresh goat cheese in Winona?
Well, I believe that you could order that through the co-op, I'm sure.
Really? Okay.
I'm just going to put a little bit of clarified butter in there. It should be pretty hot. We'll get some nice smoke coming up here. All right. And then I'm just going to put the crouton right on there. We'll just get a nice little crust going on there. We can turn that down and just forget about it for a couple minutes.
Matt, what does clarified butter mean?
A good butter will have 75-80% butter fat in that. And I want to take out those milk solids because they burn.
How do you prepare that?
How do I make the clarified butter? Well, start with a whole stick of butter, and I put it on the stove, heat it up, and I usually add a little bit of lemon juice. It helps with the it helps with the solidifying of the proteins, the insoluble proteins that are in there. The lemon juice helps bind them and brings them to the outside of the pan. I just cook it real slow until all of those butter solids come and cling to the outside of the pan. And then you strain it, and you're left with just the pure butter fat. And very nice for sautéing.
Now, isn't this butter going to burn, or doesn't that matter?
A little bit of, when that butter gets brown, you get some sweetness to it.
Okay.
And I think that is appropriate for this dish as well. I'm going to grab my spatula here and flip this over.
How long are you cooking it in the pan?
Well, and just until it gets some nice color on the bottom here. There we go. That looks great. And I'm just going to flip her over and just have some nice golden brown color on there. And again, I'll just turn her way down, just enough to, just so it gets. We want it to be melt. We want it to melt a little bit, but we don't want it to fill out the pan. So we'll just keep it like that and forget about it for a little bit as we dress our salad.
Okay.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
And to that ends, I just take a little bit of this mixture here and just go right over the top of the salad.
Your salad is very lovely. Just some nice mixed greens.
Yeah, a little mesclun mixture. Again, these are all locally produced greens. These come from the Whitewater Garden, I believe. And here is the goat cheese crouton. It goes right on top of it here. And there we go.
Oh, beautiful presentation. Now, how many do you have to prepare?
Well, the more the merrier. I'm thinking we should probably have 300 people.
Wow. It's going to be a lot of goat cheese salads, but it's lovely.
Isn't that nice?
Okay, next step is the steak à poivre, right?
Yes.
It's a beautiful piece of steak. What kind is it?
That's well marbled, isn't it?
It is. It's beautiful.
That it actually comes from a Scottish Highland cow. They are, I don't know, have you seen those walking around at all?
Not
They have
around,
the very
no.
long hairs and the big horns. They're a rather stout looking cow. When you see one, it takes you back. They stand about half as tall as the others, and they look about twice as wide.
Not many in Winona County, I don't think. Is there?
These came from Winona
Really?
County.
Excellent.
Absolutely, they did. Yes, and they are good grass-fed beef. It has the flavor of like you remembered a steak tasting. No hormones, so it's all good for you.
Excellent. All right. Well, let's see your preparation of those.
What we're going to do is we're going to start off with making a sauce here. This is going to be a Armagnac cream sauce. Again, I like to start off with a little onions or shallots, and just again mince them up real fine. I have some Armagnac, which is right behind you. You can. I bet you could smell it out.
Well,
Here we go.
okay. I don't know what Armagnac is. I don't have a clue. What is it?
That is a brand. It's similar to a brandy, or like cognac, a
Oh,
distilled.
okay.
Yeah, it's something to do with the distilled
Smells wonderful.
The distilling process. I don't remember if it's which one's which, but it's a different distilling process. The Armagnac is. We're going to saute these onions and we're deglaze with that Armagnac. Just to, it's kind of fun too as a chef. It's fun to start fires from time to time, and that'll make a good one.
Okay.
All right.
Tell me how you deglaze.
Well, when you're cooking things, especially at a higher temperature, they tend to stick to the bottom of the pan a little bit, and you get some caramelization that occurs in there. As these starches convert to sugars, they stick to the bottom of the pan. That's very important to get all that flavor out of there. And that would be when you deglaze, you can deglaze with water, wine, liquor.
Okay. Now, you didn't put anything in that pan, did you?
No, I didn't. It's not just nice and hot. I don't think I need any. As long as we keep it nice and hot and get it working, sauteing it, keeping it moving. I'm gonna wait until it gets a little bit of color on there. In the meantime, I want to show you these green peppercorns.
Okay.
These are young peppercorns that are brined. They have a very spicy texture to them, or spicy flavor to them. They're very unique. Usually you can get them at the grocery store. They're always in jars. Mm-hmm. Now we got some color going on over here. I'm going to take this and ask you to kind of. Here comes the flame. We're going to stand back here. Get some of that.
Wonderful.
I'm going to let all that alcohol cook out of there. And then I'm going to add some demi-glaze. I reduced veal stock. I have some right here. I'm just going to add a little demi-glaze to that.
Now, is this demi-glaze something you can buy in a grocery store if you don't want to cook it?
I wouldn't say so, no.
No? Okay.
I've tried a couple of the products out there.
Well, tell me how you prepared that.
I haven't been impressed with many of them. Well, it's a 3-day process. Starting out with bones. I roast veal bones, oxtails, and pig's feet, and put them in roast them all together with some vegetables. Put them in a stock pot and fill it up with water, and just let that slowly simmer for a couple days on the stove. We strain that out and then reduce it by half. Therefore the demi. And we're going to mount it up with cream. I'm going to add some of these green peppercorns to it right now. I'll get that sauce going. All right.
Oh, it's starting to smell just wonderful.
We're trying to let it just simmer. Just bubble, like a couple little bubbles here and there.
Okay.
I think it's dependent on the how much you have reduced it in the first place. What you want to do is have a nappe consistency, where if you take a spoon, you want it to stick to the bottom part of the spoon. I'm going to add a little heavy whipping cream. Oh, and this is going to be so good. Just creamy. Doesn't that look nice?
Oh, it's beautiful.
We can let that simmer there, let all those flavors combine, and we're going to start working on the steak here. I'm going to get a saute pan down and get that getting nice and hot. I want it to be smoking hot when I cook this meat. I want to sear in all these flavors, okay?
Okay.
We need to crush some peppercorns for the steak, though, first.
All right.
All right. I have a mixture of peppercorns. And these are green and pink and white different peppercorns, different flavors and textures going on here. And I'm just going to take the blade of my knife and just crush them a little bit. I'm going to take this, and we're gonna coat the steak with this. We're going to cover it. Don't be afraid here. This is a steak au poivre. That's a pepper steak.
That's what au poivre means?
Yes,
is pepper?
that's a pepper steak.
Okay.
So we're gonna coat it up with lots of pepper. There's also some sea salt behind you there, Joyce. If you want to grab some of that and generously coat this with some sea salt, there you go. We're gonna do all sides here too. Make sure it's all well seasoned. It's a sign of a true chef, how well this food is seasoned.
Why do you use sea salt rather than regular salt?
I like the flavor.
Steak looks like a beautiful piece of meat.
I like
good
canola
size.
oil. It's doesn't have much flavor to it, so it doesn't get in the way of other things. It also has a high flash point, so you can saute it at a higher temperature and not worrying about it starting on fire or
really?
scorching. Yes, such as like olive oil has much lower flash point. Well, that's almost hot enough. You see some? I don't see any. There's a little smoke. I want to make sure it's smoking. I'm just going to put this right in the center of that pan, and we're going to forget about it. We're going to let that go for about 10 minutes until it, on each side. We're just going to saute it in the pan. That's all. No need to put it in the oven. If we get it a hard saute on both sides, it should come out to about medium rare in about 20 minutes. Very important to let that meat rest when you're cooking it always as well. Once it comes out of the pan, you need to take it off the heat and let it sit before you carve it. Just like the turkey, you can't carve it right away, otherwise all those juices just come out. Oh, look at that. We're flipping
Oh,
our
the steak
steaks.
is looking good.
Doesn't that look good? Do it nice and slow as to not burn those peppercorns. Yeah, about 10 more minutes on the other side. Again, I went down to the farmer's market and got these Nor Gold potatoes, they're called.
I see them. Beautiful.
Aren't they beautiful?
They are beautiful, yes.
I had a customer
Gorgeous.
in here last week that asked me how I made the potatoes taste so buttery and how they're so good. What did I do with them? And I didn't do anything to them. We just put them in the oven. They just they're that good all by themselves. So I just boil them up a little bit and fold a little heavy cream into the potatoes, and then I have the mash already done. Now what we're going to do for this to make it a little special, to have that little French twist, is we're going to make some leek puree as well. I have some leek tops that I've chopped up here, and I'm going to saute these off. All right, this is going to be real hot. So we're going to take it off the heat so no flames come up. All right, and we're just going to saute this up a little bit. Just keep her moving. It probably takes a couple minutes at this temperature. Now this is something, in a commercial kitchen, it's easy for us to cook at all these high temperatures. In your home, it's tough. You open up the windows. I think every party I've ever done in a house, we set off the fire alarm at least once.
I'm sure. We're going to have a lot of fires in Winona kitchens if they totally follow your rules. But you have these wonderful fans pulling it all up, too. That's kind of an added noise here.
The facilities here at the country club are very, very nice. It's got everything we need. All right, here comes that steam. I can see it happening right now. Yeah, these are cooked. I'm going to take these off right now so they keep that nice color going. We have our potatoes here that I've already made. I'm going to add some leeks to this. And we're just going to stir them up.
In the meantime, Chef Scholler has coated some haricot vert, or small baby green beans, with olive oil, salt, and pepper. He then sautés them in a pan for only a minute or two.
I'm amazed everything's not just burning.
All right, those
everything
beans
so
are
hot.
done. That's all it takes.
That's it.
All right. Oh, this is looking good. All right. I think we're ready to plate this entree up here. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
I like to make little, they call them quenelles. A nice little shape like a shell. Use the corner of the pan instead of just plopping them down on there. Make nice little shapes. All right. There we go. Nice, gently pop that down on the plate. Oh, doesn't that look nice?
Beautiful.
All right. We have our steak. And our sauce. You can just pop that steak right up on top there and crimp up some green beans. Don't those look nice?
They
nice
look
and
beautiful,
seared.
yes.
It's still going to be so crispy. We only cooked them for what, about a minute?
Yeah, about a minute.
All right, and we can pop those right up on top. Get some of those nice green peppercorns. Look at the consistency of that. Let's see,
It's
does it stick
beautiful.
to the bottom? That's sticking to the bottom of the spoon, so we're good. And this just goes right over the top.
Oh, my.
We'll be generous with that. Steak au poivre with champ mashed potatoes, seared haricot vert, and Armagnac cream sauce.
Wow, a feast fit for a king or a birthday ball patron.
There you are.
It is gorgeous.
Have you had lunch yet?
No,
All right,
not at all.
We got lunch for you now.
I think I'd say I didn't have it even if I did to eat this. This looks fabulous.
Now we're on to dessert.
Okay.
Excited?
Yes.
Good, good. We have our pears have been poaching. They should be done by now. Oh yeah, that looks good. You see those bubbles just floating around in there. Again, the sauce is getting nice and thick.
And the pears are a beautiful color.
Aren't
they
they
turn
nice?
totally purple.
They'll soak in all of that, all those tannins. Yes. All right. We're gonna just pop one of these down on the plate, just like that. All right. And then we're gonna make a little pear blue cheese sandwich. I'm going right for the soul of the cheese here, like I said. Going right for the good stuff. cheese is warmed up real nice too. All right, nice slice of that cheese on there, nice healthy slice. And then we shall sandwich it with another half of the pear. All right, and then the sauce is just built in right here. Now we'll go right over the whole thing.
Oh, lovely. Just
Poached pears in port wine.
beautiful. Great
With
presentation.
olive wood cheese. That is going to
Lovely.
be good. That is good.
Okay, well, let's go and taste it all.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
We saved a little bit of this port, so let's have a little taste of this too.
Okay.
So go with that.
Great. Well, we're here now in the dining room, and we all get to take advantage of Chef Matt Scholer's wonderful, wonderful meal. And Chris is going to enjoy it. He's been working very hard as the video production manager back there, and Amy's been the sous chef, been working very hard. And of course, Matt has been working very hard. We've been watching him prepare this great stuff. How was it for you, Matt?
It was wonderful. I love cooking food like this, and it's nice to have visitors into the kitchen. We should have them more often. I'm gonna divide this up a little bit here so we can each have a little taste. A nice way to end the day. Let's see how this steak turned out now.
It looks so wonderful. What did you sprinkle on top of it?
Those are some fried leeks, a little bit of garnish. The green beans for the birthday ball are being grown right now as we speak. I'm loving this weather, so hopefully by September the 11th they will be all ripe and ready to go.
They just have one more week to grow.
One more week to grow, that's right.
Amy, what's it like working back there with Matt?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Always
keeps you
learning
happy.
new stuff every day.
All right, there's a nice little snack for you. All right.
Okay, well, let's dig in.
Dig in.
We'll let you go first, Joyce.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that spoon from you. A little bit of sauce on it.
Incredible.
Peppercorn.
Absolutely incredible. Matt, you have done a fabulous job.
Thanks, Joyce.
Thank you. And thank you so much for joining us today. Please join us again next week. Till then, enjoy the Spirit of Winona.